Most people avoid the stock market their entire lives because they think it's some massive, complicated machine. Charts, numbers, red, green. Feels like something only finance guys with glasses and no sleep understand. But here's the truth. The stock market is not complicated. It's just been explained by boring people for too long. Today, we fix that. You know that one friend who says, "Bro, I invested in stocks," and suddenly he acts like Warren Buffett? Yeah, ignore him for a second. Now think of a chocolate cake, a big one. But instead of finishing it in 5 minutes, which you probably would, imagine this cake is cut into many slices. Each slice is called a share. You want to own part of that company? Buy a slice. You now own a tiny part of everything that company has. Their buildings, their products, their future profits, everything. More slices you own, bigger your ownership.
That's it. That's a stock. The people who bought them? Stockholders. You just learned what a stock is. Congratulations. You're already ahead of most people. That's what people on Twitter are arguing about at 2 a.m. So when someone says, "I bought shares of Tesla," they're just saying, "I own a tiny slice of Tesla." We're done with the definition. Now you might ask, why companies sell shares? Meet Derek. He wants to open his burger shop. He does the math. He needs $200,000 to make it happen properly. He has $40,000 saved. Derek has two choices. Option 1, the bank loan. Derek walks into a bank. The bank says, "Sure, we'll lend you $160,000, but here's the catch. You pay it back every single month. With interest, whether your burgers sell or not. Whether it rains for 3 weeks and nobody comes in. Whether a bigger burger place opens across the street. The bank does not care about Derek's dreams. If one bad quarter hits, Derek isn't just struggling. Derek owes money he doesn't have. He's selling his car. He's calling his mom. He's eating leftover unsold burger patties for dinner. Stressful, risky, not great. Option 2. Derek gets a different idea.
What if, instead of borrowing money, he sold ownership of his company? People give him money, and in return, they get ownership. Now here's the difference. If Derek's shop grows, everyone wins. If it fails, no one is chasing him for money. No EMI, no bank pressure. And this is exactly why companies sell shares. Okay, but what do you actually own? Your friend comes to you and says, "I bought stock in Derek's Burgers." You say, "Cool, but what do you actually own?" Everything. A tiny slice of everything the company has and earns. Derek's Grill, his secret sauce recipe, his brand, his locations, his future profits. If Derek's Burgers becomes the next McDonald's, your $100 slice is suddenly worth $10,000. If Derek burns the restaurant down on opening night, which, knowing Derek, is genuinely on the table, your $100 becomes zero. No refunds, no sympathy, no crying hotline. That's investing. You share the upside. You share the downside. You are a part owner, good times and bad. 2 years later, Derek's Burgers has 3 locations, a cult following, a wait list on weekends. Food bloggers are writing essays about his secret sauce. Derek wants to go national, new cities, bigger kitchens, more locations. But national expansion costs serious money, way more than friends and family can provide. So Derek does what every major company eventually does. He goes public. This is called an IPO. Initial Public Offering. It means Derek opens up his company to literally anyone who wants to buy in. Before this, only his close circle could invest. Now, you, me, your neighbor, that one friend who suddenly became a stock expert, everyone can buy in. On IPO day, Derek's company is valued at $50 million. Shares go on sale. People rush in. Everyone wants a slice of Derek's burger empire. Derek raises a huge amount of money, and that money goes straight into the business. More outlets, better kitchens, faster expansion. Now, here's the part most people don't understand, and it's very important. This is the only time Derek actually gets money from people buying his shares. After the IPO, something strange happens. The shares don't go back to Derek. They just float. People start buying and selling them to each other, investor to investor, back and forth, forever. Derek doesn't see a single rupee from that. He already got paid at the IPO. Think of it like this. It's exactly like a used car. Toyota built your car, sold it once, got paid once. Now it's been through 4 owners, has a mysterious smell nobody can explain, and Toyota has seen absolutely $0 from any of those later sales. The car just keeps changing hands. Stocks work exactly the same way. So where does all this buying and selling actually happen? The stock market. Think of it like the world's biggest bazaar, but not a normal one. No vegetables, no clothes, no phone covers. Here, people are buying and selling pieces of companies. Someone is selling a small part of a business. Someone else is buying it. That's it. That's the whole system. The most famous ones are the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. National Association of Securities Dealers Automated Quotations. The NYSE was founded in 1792. Back then, traders literally stood under a tree on Wall Street making deals. Real ones, with handshakes and shouting. Today, it's all digital. You open an app, Robinhood, Fidelity, Zerodha, whatever, tap a button, and within milliseconds, you own a piece of any company you want. Someone in Mumbai buys. Someone in Manchester sells. Transaction complete. In less time than it took you to read this sentence. Every single day, trillions of dollars change hands this way. Not going to companies, just people swapping ownership slices back and forth forever. Why do prices go up and down? Here's the question everyone has and nobody answers properly. Derek's restaurant hasn't changed today. Same menu, same staff, same secret sauce, same everything. But his stock price jumped 18% this morning. Why? Because stock prices aren't about what a company is worth right now. They're about what people expect it to be worth in the future. Everyone is constantly voting, with real money, on what they think various companies will become. Derek announces he's partnering with a massive national food chain. Every location in the country will carry his sauce. Investors think, sales are about to explode. They all buy. Lots of buyers, not many sellers. Price shoots up. Now flip it. A food blogger posts a video claiming Derek's secret sauce is just store-bought ketchup with extra salt. Investors panic. Is this whole thing a lie? They all sell. Price crashes. The company didn't change. The burger is the same burger. But people's expectations about the future changed completely. And now the craziest part. Derek reports his best year ever. Revenue up 40%. Profits up 30%. New stores opened. Stock drops 10%. Why? Because analysts had predicted 45% revenue growth. He only hit 40%. He broke every record he'd ever set. And the market punished him anyway. Welcome to the stock market. Now the fun part. There are only 2 real ways to make money here. Way 1. Price goes up. You buy Derek's stock at $50. Derek expands like crazy, becomes the next fast food giant. Stock hits $400. You sell. Profit equals $350 per share. You text Derek, "Thanks, bro." He ignores you. He's busy being rich. Way 2. Dividends. Some companies take their profits and literally just send you cash. You own 500 shares. They pay $2 per share. You wake up one random Tuesday and $1,000 has appeared in your account. You did nothing. You were asleep. You got paid. Companies that are already huge and everywhere do this. What should you actually do? Here's where I stop being fun and start being real. Don't try to pick individual stocks. Don't try to find the next Derek's Burgers before everyone else does. You know who tries to do that? Professional fund managers. People with finance degrees, teams of analysts, computers running models 24 hours a day. And still, most of them fail to beat the average market over time. So you, reading this on your phone, probably procrastinating something else, are probably not going to consistently outsmart them. That's not an insult, that's just math. But here's the beautiful thing. You don't need to outsmart anyone. There's something called an index fund. Think of it like ordering the full combo meal instead of choosing one item and hoping it's good. The most famous one tracks something called the S&P 500. Now don't get scared by the name, it's actually very simple. Think of it like this. Instead of trying to guess which company will win, you just buy a basket of the 500 biggest companies in the market.
That basket includes companies like Apple Inc., Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, all in one go. So instead of betting on one company, you're basically betting on the entire economy. If one company fails, then it barely matters.
If many companies grow, you grow with them. The strategy is almost embarrassingly simple. So simple that most people ignore it. Invest a fixed amount every single month, no matter what. Market up, you invest. Market down, you invest. News is scary, you still invest. Someone at work says, "This is a bad time," you still invest. Same amount, every month, no skipping. This is called dollar cost averaging, a fancy name for one simple idea. You just keep going, no matter what the market is doing. Here's what happens. Some months you buy when prices are high. Some months you buy when prices are low. Over time, it balances out. Let's make it real. $400 every month for 30 years. With an average return of around 10%, you don't just save money, you end up with over $800,000 from $400 a month. That's not a get-rich-quick scheme. That's a get-rich-slowly but almost certainly strategy. Boring? Yes. Exciting? No. Life-changing? Very likely. The strategy is simple. The execution is not. Because at some point, the market will crash, and it won't feel small. Your portfolio will go red, very red. Minus 10%, minus 30%, minus 50%. And your brain will scream, "Sell everything! Get out! Save what's left!" But that reaction is the mistake. Because every crash in history has done the same thing. It recovered. Every single one. The people who got permanently hurt were not the ones who stayed invested. They were the ones who panicked, sold at the worst possible time, and never came back.
The best investors are not the smartest people in the room. They are the calmest. They don't panic during crashes. Don't chase hype. Don't try to predict everything. Ignore noise. Just invest consistently and let time do the work.